Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. You are here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. I'm your host, KPZ. We are here in a match in the Early Access Tier 5 German Battlecruiser Mackensen. Alright, you can see we're on TRIDENT, Epicenter match, top tier, in a ship I know a lot of people don't like. I don't particularly think it's very strong myself. But I think you're going to be surprised a little bit at what we can do here today in the Mackensen. First and foremost, I want to say we are running the base commander. You can see fully packed up on the screen. As a result, we get an extra damage control party, extra repair party, extra secondary charge, and an extra sonar charge. Certainly those are invaluable in a ship with limited damage cons, and a propensity to be very vulnerable to carrier-based airplanes and torpedoes. So there is a carrier in this match. I think the carrier player messed up. I think he should have rowed me hard and put me away wet. This ship, the Mackensen, does not do well against carrier-based aircraft. There have been some of the early matches I had in this ship where I got taken out of the game literally on the first drop. I didn't die on the first drop, but I'm saying that first sortie, 3 attacks, 3 sets of torpedoes, and I had almost no hit points left. So just saying, a good carrier player will neutralize this ship immediately. So just resign yourself to that happening if you realize you're up against a good carrier player. All right, TRIDENT Epicenter match. There's a Koenig out here. We did build this ship for secondaries. He is already in secondary battery range. We're going to shoot the first 3 turrets at him piece by piece. There go those shells. Look like he's turning away a little bit. So, 2 penetrations, 2 overpens, and I don't know what that third one is. Maybe a shatter. Who knows? All right. Nevada also straying into our main battery and secondary range. We will attack him next, but again, keep an eye. The carrier player is targeting us for these first couple of drops. So he started out good. Not so much after a while. All right, Nevada giving us a little more broadside there. He is not aimed at us. You can see we do get a nice Citadel hit there on him. And continuing to exhort my teammates to shoot at him. We have focused our secondaries on him because his closeness to us, he's taking a lot of damage, and right as we're about to shoot, he gets taken out by one of my teammates. Alright, Koenig still in secondary battery range. Secondaries continuing to fire. We go behind this rock. Oh great, a whole nother part of the enemy team is over here. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It literally looks like on the minimap that I am surrounded and all my teammates are hanging out at the rear. Alright, so what do we got over here? A Budoni, a Warspite. Fantastic. Secondaries continuing to go off at the Koenig, by the way. So we're going to, I think, eventually turn my turrets. More carrier-based aircraft. Torpedoes coming in here. We do eat the torpedoes, thankfully. They appear to hit the bow and the stern. The bow was damage saturated. So they ended up not doing a whole lot of damage. I think we got lucky there. And really it's an advanced tactic, but if you know part of your ship is damage saturated and you can take a torpedo on that damage saturated part of the ship, do it. Alright, we shot at the Koenig. He's going out of range here. Did get some good hits. We're up to about 67,000 damage right now. Warspite, that's a problem, folks. There's no way around that. And then we got a carrier over here, Budoni. We'll have to deal with him too. Alright, so I know you're all wondering. I consider the Warspite to be the very best premium at Tier 5. First hit takes out our turret. Again, we managed to dodge carrier attack there for some ungodly, unknown reason. We have shot down 1 airplane, so we haven't been totally helpless. We set the Warspite on fire there. That's going to be key. We do have a little bit of a hit point advantage on the Warspite, but the Warspite is one of the strongest, most accurate battleships at this tier. But he's given us this full broadside, and that is not a good idea. And we chip in some more damage there as he fades back behind that island. That's just bad positioning. He shouldn't have given me the full broadside like that. Looking at this Budoni out here, we're waiting on our reload. Not particularly concerned, although we did hit our sonar, so we'll know if he launched torpedoes. Here, again, he's just given us too much broadside. And we're going to fire 1, 2 of the front turrets. There is a double Citadel. And our first kill and a high caliber medal. We are over 100,000 damage. So yes, it is possible, ladies and gentlemen, to get 100,000 damage plus in the Mackensen. Here, I think if I had maneuvered a little bit more aggressively, I could have dodged one of these torpedoes again, took it on a damage saturated part of the ship, I think. Anyway, it didn't start a flood. It didn't do a ton of damage. We got our heal going on. We've got one repair party and one heal left. Here's the Warspite, who did an even worse job of preparing for us coming around this island. He gave us the stern. I'm not even sure all of his guns are pointed our way. Maybe be more decisive. Obviously, I can't mess with that cruiser with the Warspite right here. We'll look and we'll see. His rear turrets are pointed towards me. His front turrets aren't. And he's given us full broadside again. We really punish him hard there. I'm trying to get this last turret online before his rear turrets can fire. Kind of gritting my teeth and turning and turning and turning and hunting for the indicator. There it goes. There is a kill on the Warspite. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, when you are in a Mackensen, if you can isolate a Warspite or be 2-on-1 and have one of the two be a Warspite, or be 3-on-1 and have one of the three be the Warspite, or be 4-on-1 and have one of the four be a Warspite. If he doesn't know what he's doing and he gives you broadside, you can take him out. And you can say that probably about any ship. All right, enemy Mackensen. He has way too much health for me to mess with, although we will shoot one at him there. Much more concerned about this Leander. Desperately hoping I can get this heal going. And we do get it going. And so we engage our heal with these torpedoes. I can't dodge torpedoes, so I fire one last salvo as I die. And yes, we get the kill. It's just a flesh wound. Kill number 3. And we clip to the end of the match. And we won the match. Alright, here we are on the victory screen. High caliber medal. It's just a flesh wound medal. 136,186 total damage. 3 kills, 174 secondary battery hits. We ended up with 308,583 silver, 6958 ship XP and commander XP. I've had games with more base XP than this game. I've had games with more kills than this game. Just FYI, but this is the match I wanted to show you. We ended up number 2 on the board, 23-19, 3 big kills. But I mean, taking out a Warspite, I don't think you can just discount that all by itself, especially since we were largely outnumbered for the majority of that encounter. All right, here in the port, we will take a look at the ship. Secondary battery mod 2, damage con mod 2, and fully upgraded, although not prestiged. Moving into the loadout, 4 charges of the damage control party, 4 charges of the repair party, 4 charges of the enhanced secondary targeting, and 3 charges of the sonar. We did run this epic ship XP booster and the rare battle booster for movement speed and reducing the cooldown of our consumables. Temporary type 2 camo. No reason why that permanent camo can't be available wargaming. Just saying, no reason. No reason I can't make this right now. Got plenty of paint. And the 2-year strong flag. Here in the stats, 52,300 hit points and a 19% torpedo damage reduction with our build. We got those 4 twin 350 millimeter turrets, firing range 15.7 kilometers, reload 27 seconds, turn 30 seconds. HE shells is at 4,000 damage with a 29% fire chance. AP shells 10,500 damage. 2 sets of secondaries. The range of both is 7.8 kilometers. Reload in 3.6 seconds for the first set of 88, 1,000 damage with a 6% fire chance. Reload of 8.6 seconds for these 150 millimeter guns. They do 1,800 HE shell damage with a 12% fire chance. Good secondaries, though those 88s won't do a whole lot. But I like them, and I would build this ship for secondaries. AA defense, you can see it's pretty lackluster. The first set of secondaries is dual purpose, does count as AA, but this is almost no AA whatsoever at this level. You are going to be brutalized by carrier-based aircraft if the carrier player knows what they are doing. You are going to be brutalized. Don't bother trying to make this any better. My only advice is find a U.S. ship and stay near it if you're worried about your AA. All right. Maneuverability, 30 knots, 780 meter turning circle, 14-second rudder shift time. And concealment, 14 on the surface, 11.2 from the air, 11.9 when firing in smoke. Please remember the Type 2 camo only affects incoming shell dispersion. Here's the armor profile of the Mackensen. You saw us in all sorts of situations, and it did pretty well for us there. Got this below water citadel, heavily armored plate at the front and rear, just the top part of it. We'll put this bow back on. You do have an armor belt of varying thicknesses between 120 and 30 at the very front of the bow. Above that, the bow plating should be, what, 25, 19? I don't remember. You have an armor belt on the side here and a 32 millimeter side plate. Adding in these turrets and barbettes below the casemate, they are less lightly armored. The turrets aren't lightly armored at all. The end. Okay. Casemate armor, a more robust armor belt there to protect those lower barbettes. And the rest of the armor is what it is. Anyway, here's our commander, REINHARD SCHEER, the one I recommend for the ship. Fire alarm and the Derflinger. Fire alarm reduces the chance of catching fire. Got a full secondary build in our inspirations with Von Hipper and Haruna. As you can see, row 1, burn it down XXL, because you've got crappy AA. Don't bother trying to improve it. You don't have torpedoes. Row 2, I don't think you need crisscross, so I went with before it's too late, although it didn't help us from being killed because I wasn't totally paying attention. Row 3, Velocious. Row 4, Reaching Out, XXL. Steer clear, also a possibility. That's kind of your mileage, may vary, your choice, depending on how you do the gameplay. And of course, fully packed. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this view of the Mackensen. I'll see you on the next video.